Hello again. Sorry about that, everybody. The Wi-Fi got knocked out at my house and just completely destroyed the stream. Making sure everything's working properly now. Okay, seems everything seems to be fine, I guess. But yeah, Wi-Fi got knocked out, and everything just went kaputs. But we are back. Back to making desert paintings. Unfortunately, the colors I had on my looks like they've dried up a little bit. So the Russians are messing with my live stream. You never know. You never know. I'm not sure why the Wi-Fi went out, because it's not like someone like knocked out our router or anything. It could have just been like an outage in the area for like a hot second. I don't know. That happens sometimes. Certain shaped brush. And I can't seem to locate it. Oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. I keep having to like move stuff whenever my nieces and nephews are around. And then I lose the things that I hid from them. I hid it too well. Does Vicky, yes, the Russians, does Vicky know anything about it? I don't know if she does. I don't know, Katrina. By the way, Katrina, have you seen the Loki and Pocahontas TikToks where people are like shipping the two of them together? Like they use AI images to make Pocahontas and Loki and like together in like fields of sunflowers, and they're like dancing and their hair is both blowing in the wind, and I'm just like, why? What is this? How did this start? And I never find any answers. And the more I see, the more people are just like, I'm confused, but I'm down for it. And I'm just like, what is happening? now I'm just like laying down some foundational shadows. I'm not getting super detailed with them at the moment. Just laying down some colors. That sunset is so... It's so barely there. You can barely tell. Which is what I was going for. So, good job to me. Alright, I'm gonna try this. It's definitely not the color I want or need. Okay. That was a bad choice. That was a bad combo. Okay. Let's try again. Let's go with pink, magenta, burnt sienna, touch of ultramarine. Okay. I think this is a better... do want to touch up some mountain details in the background, but I want to add, there's like all these like jagged mountains and peaks like in the foreground, and I want to try and get some of the base of that in. So I'm using pink, orange, and then a touch of burnt sienna. As the base. The best way I could describe what these, I guess jagged is a good word, but when I saw them, my brain was like, these look crunchy. These look like Dorito chips stacked up into some dip. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna paint that. And some more orange and some more pink down. I don't know why I'm just not using a palette knife instead of using my brush, but it is what it is. Sometimes my hands are faster than my brain when I'm painting. I'm gonna go on the edge over here and make some shadows. Well, a shadow color. So I can get some of these crevices in our Dorito mountains. I think now I'm going to get a smaller brush, add some light to our mixture. Not our shadow mixture, no, no. Hands moving without the brain again. Just trying to look at it on the monitor, see if I like it. I feel like the shadows are a nice color. I don't know about them being that deep though. And then there is some more like reddish rock down here. Oops. And over here, the rocks, they're not as crunchy. They are definitely more buttery smooth. They are creamy peanut butter. They are not crunchy. But still, you can see clear indentations of where previous people have scooped out their peanut butter. Too light, but you know, it is what it is. I think that was a good way to show some separation between the rocks. And there are a couple final details I want to add. Mountain. Okay, we have our first painting. I like it. I think I'll do one more desert. Ooh, that one's pretty. Okay, I found one. Okay, so there's like some really pretty and crazy clouds that are there. I'm just gonna make like the basic. There's like a sweeping motion for the clouds. It's like they're going like that way, right? And so I'm just putting down some base white. And the clouds themselves, they're not even like white. They are like purple and pink and magenta, and they're just really interesting looking. I'm just throwing down some colors and just trying to get in the initial shape. Sorry, I've just like gone radio silent. I've just been trying to get these clouds right. I don't know if I have the patience today to make these clouds look like how they are in the photograph. I think this will have to suffice. I don't think these look bad, they're just a lot more delicate and complicated in the reference that I'm using, so yep. Now I'm going to start putting in the mountains because I spent way too much time on the clouds. I'm just gonna continue them down a little bit and then get some like, just kind of like dirt color that I've just kind of accumulated from all the different things that I was making. So I'm just gonna make this go down. And there's just like a bunch, like a field of dead grass and cacti that are down in front. But before I get to that, I need more details in the mountains. You didn't think I'd just leave these mountains all boring and blue, did ya? Did ya? No. They're gonna get some color. Because the sun is setting, and so then there's where the light is still hitting and still touching, there are just all these nice vibrant shades of brown and orange. Maybe a little bit of magenta too. And also there's some... Hey 1713, how you doing today? There are some mountains that are like more in front of the ones that are in back and in blue. Just gonna continue those, put those down in front. I'm doing pretty good. I'm getting over a cold. Other than that, I'm doing really good. You have a pick that might inspire me. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can send it to my Instagram. Oh, that's really pretty! Look at all the duckies! Yeah, that's really nice. Hey Q, I'm doing good. How are you? That's a gorgeous photo, 17. Glad to hear that you're doing good, Q. Yeah, there's a park by my house where there's like a bunch of ducks and there's like a river and stuff, and I'm just like, I should go out there and just paint one day, because that just looks like a really nice scene. Hey, Yurdiverse! Nice to see you too. "1713" sounds like a Hitman name. I get that. I get... like I painted over some of the shadows a little bit too much, so I'm gonna have to go back in and paint some of those blue shadows in. But I like the pinks and the oranges that are standing out. I'll just have to be a bit more intentional with the blues. Some of this blue over here. Mix it with a little bit of the orange if anything is still wet. Okay, yep. It's a little wet. It is. I saw this when I was in the store the other day and I was just like, I have to get it. So I had a tiny brush. Well, where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's over here. So I was using this brush for a lot of my smaller details, but it's starting to get a little frayed. I still use it sometimes, I just don't... I don't use it for like the super fine details anymore. I use this one. But I still like to use old brushes even if they start to fray a little bit. Because then I'm like, oh, I can, if it's not as smooth, I can use it as like a texture brush. Yeah. Whenever I go into Michael's, I look at the tiniest brushes possible and see what they have in stock. It's funny because when I was younger, I'd always be going and looking in at the big canvases and the big brushes and seeing, you know, what I could afford and what I could get and stuff. And now I'm going to the tiny, tiny stuff to see what I can make in miniature. And not that I can't or won't paint big stuff ever again, but I'm just so used to doing tiny and thinking about things in smaller aspects. Okay. I have like some big paintings like on my website and stuff. I mean, I have a 4-foot painting next to me. It's just like wrapped up because I'm afraid of one of my nieces or nephews spilling juice on it. So I have painted big, and I have painted like bigger things on stream. I'm just so used to doing tiny stuff. Yeah, 4 feet is really big. I was working on that for years because I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to fill all this space. Eventually I did, but that was like the project that was like always on the back burner. But I'm glad I didn't finish it when I first started it, because I first started it in like 2015, 2016, and my art style is so different from back then. A lot of things have changed. My understanding of color and other things have changed as well, so there's some things I had to paint over and keep working on, so yeah, took me a long time. Thank you, Yuriverse. Yeah. Yours has changed over the last month. It's crazy how sometimes your style can change and you don't even like realize or pay that much attention to it. I was reorganizing some stuff on my website, trying to condense things down, make it easier for when people go to shop. And I was just like, wow, things from like years ago look completely different than the stuff that I've made now. And it's just like it didn't even register. It does sneak up on you, yeah. Okay, I think that's good. I think I can add in the base details now. Let me wash this orange off this brush. What's this one? And there's like some it's like grassy looking dirt. I don't know how else to describe it besides that. Maybe it's just like weeds, like dead weeds. That's probably what it is. Get some ultramarine so it's like in the shadow a little bit. Okay, so I don't remember how I made the dirt color before. I think it was like orange and brown and blue. Well, that was wrong. It's the wrong shade. That's fine. It's fine if it's a little different. Okay, so I'm going to mix together some of, let me add a touch of black. That might be too much black. Okay, let me get some white back in there, get some brown, get some blue in there. Might be too much blue. Just gonna mix it. Okay, now we've got this lovely gray. Now I've got the base for like these weeds and tufts of, I don't know what these are. So what's going on, you guys? You watching any good TV shows lately? Seen any good movies? Read any good books? How was that? I never saw the second Deadpool. The first one was a lot for my eyes. And so I never saw the second one. But I've heard good things about the third one. I heard good things about the second one too. I just never saw it. There's an ad playing. Okay. Did you like the movie? I've seen some spoilers on TikTok, so I know Gambit is in it. I know the Human Torch is in it and other things. But did you enjoy the movie? Too much talking, not enough fight scenes. Okay. You're the first person I've heard say that. That's really interesting. Okay. Like, I've heard people say that it was funny, or that, you know, they like the cameos and stuff, but I never heard anyone else say that there wasn't enough action. So, that's interesting. You're rewatching Game of Thrones, too. Okay. Does my dad need some water? I'm surprised you're English. Oh my gosh. I've never heard of anyone rewatching Game of Thrones before. Like, I've heard people talk about certain episodes, but like the whole series, I thought people were just mad about the ending. But then again, I am rewatching Lost. So I guess I'm one to talk. I don't know if I like the shape of this cactus. Why is it so thick right there? I'm just like trying to reshape it so it's not just like randomly thick at the sides right there, but it just might be what it is, you know. It is what it is. One thing I'm noticing about my rewatch in Lost is I understand a lot more Korean than I thought I did. Because Sun and Jin, they're Korean and they like were only speaking Korean for like the first 10-12 episodes. So it's interesting going back and like rewatching it and being like, oh, I understand what they're saying. Especially in parts when they don't have subtitles. Just like, oh, okay. And the actor that played Jin, he had to like relearn Korean for the role. Because he was like Korean American and wasn't like, you know, super versed in it. And so it's interesting sometimes watching him and like how he pronounces things. I'm like, that's the way I pronounce it. In like some scenes and like other people are speaking Korean. Like there is this one scene where there's supposed to be some sort of like undercover dude, undercover white guy that was speaking Korean. The way he was speaking it sounded like Chinese. I'm just like, you were pronouncing this all wrong, my guy. It is not a tonal language. It is not like that, bruh. Might be a little too bright, those clothes. Okay, I like that a little bit better. Alright, we have our 2 desert scenes. I'll be happy to add those to my site later, because I was like, I do not have enough deserts. Like, I got so many tropical scenes and space paintings and all this other stuff. Where my deserts at? Because I know I painted a lot of them last year. Jungle, jungle, jungle. You're rewatching Lost too? This is only my second time seeing it. I watched it years ago when I was like 14, 15. Who's your favorite character on Lost? Who's your favorite person? John Locke? It's crazy, like, watching it back, because at first, I just knew, like, John Locke was, like, special or something, or whatnot, the first watch through, and so I was just like, oh yeah, they should just listen to John. But, like, watching it back a second time, I'm like, he giving off real creepy vibes. I'm like, why was I so... I can understand he's right in, like, most cases. I'm just like, why, as a teenager, just like, yeah, they should definitely listen to this guy. And he's just like, hanging out with Michael's son, and he just has brought all these knives with him on the plane. It was just, there are just things about it that I'm just like, okay. And sometimes when he's just like looking and staring, I'm just like, man, he's giving real creepy vibes. He right though, but he's kind of creepy sometimes. I'm just like, huh, I didn't notice that as a teenager. Or if I did, I watched all of the show so fast that I don't remember. Cause I was like binge watching it, cause the final season was gonna air in the fall, and it was like, I think it was either during the school year, like the end of the school year, or like during the summer. My sisters were like, no, Tina, you should really watch this show, the final season's gonna air, you should watch it. And so I was like binge watching it on Hulu way back in the day. Okay. I should have made this darker. There we go. And I'm just tapping to kind of get like the indication, like there are leaves. going to... Am I gonna try this? No, I don't think I will. Just gonna build up. Yes, Jessica Studio. Or Jesco Studio, sorry. Yeah, that was real creepy. That was real creepy. Yeah, he was a great character. And he had really great lines. Like in the episode, Man of Faith, Man of Science, where him and Jack were arguing about whether or not they should be pushing the button in the hatch. And John says, "Why is it so hard for you to believe, Jack?" And then Jack is like, "Why is it so easy for you?" And then he was like, "It's never been easy. It's never been." And you know, his life has just been so terrible. And all these things have happened to him, like his mother and his father like tricking him to stealing his kidney, and then his father faking his death, and then asking him to get some money out of his safety deposit box, and then his girlfriend just being like, you know, it's him or me, you gotta choose. And he's like, well, I choose you. And they were having a bunch of problems, and then finally she just leaves him because she just knows that at the end of the day he just has daddy issues, and he's just always gonna run back to him. And then the next time he sees his dad, and his dad is running another con on some lady, then he's just like, he questions him about it, and then his dad pushes him through a window. And that's what paralyzed him, and it's just like, if he just would have listened to Helen, if he just would have listened to Helen, and it was like, oh gosh, he's such a complex character. And then on the island, when, you know, things start, you know, happening for him and different things happen, and then he's just like, I don't know. He just had this strange belief that the island would just do stuff, and then when things wouldn't work out, you would see his faith shaken. It would just be like, oh no, like, it's like, John, you just need to keep believing. Like, you just need to keep believing, John. Just keep your faith. Thank you, Grits and Butter. Yeah, Jesco, it was just, oh gosh, his life was so tragic. So tragic. Thank you. I'm glad you think the alert is cute. I was going through like different sounds and just like, what should it be? What should it be? And I was just like, that'd be nice. Okay, now time for some tree branches. I don't want them to just be straight black, even though you can't really, like, tell any brownness in them, but I wanna...
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
I'm just gonna make this thin like ink. Just really add some more water. Using up your 1,000,000 channel points. Thin this down a little bit more. Thin this down. I keep forgetting to take the eagle screech off. I kind of like it though. I might just leave it there. 23,000 channel points. Well, you have been with me for a very long time.
Here's a happy tree. Happy tree. Happy tree. Little tree.
Some down here. No, that part doesn't. Okay. Whatever. We don't make mistakes. Okay. I was using this brush for the foliage. I'm going to switch to my fan brush, I think. Yeah. Just so that the background foliage will look a little bit different than the full foliage up top. I did not mean to mix that with white. I did not realize that was wet. Oh. Okay. Gotta use it with the corner. Otherwise it's just gonna... That's better, that's better. Gotta spread it out, spread it out. And I'm just tapping, tapping, tapping. And get a little bit of blue so that some of these will be in a little bit of shadow. I mean, there's not a lot of light coming through, so there's not going to be a ton of difference between some leaves and... I mean, there's still light coming through, but it's not like it's a bright, sunshiny day where there's going to be super bright leaves and then super dark leaves. There is a difference, but it's not drastic, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm just tapping in some blue to add some shadows. I'm tapping in shadows. I'm gonna start using a different green. And down here, there's not a lot of light coming through, and so it's mostly dark green, but there is some leaves that you can see, but I'm just going to fill this in first and then go in with the other shades of green so that they will be the highlight. I'm thinking about like adding some monkeys, you know, kind of just like hanging about, some really tiny monkeys. Thank you. Yeah, I have good eyesight. As a matter of fact, a lot of people at my church wear glasses, right? And so one of our new members has started calling me Tina with the good eyes. This is like most people are nearsighted. We've got a couple farsighted people too, but it's just like most people are wearing glasses, and so it's basically me and some children at this point. 6 pairs, that's a lot. Well, if you can get them discounted, because I know glasses are ridiculous. Alright, I added a couple monkeys. Bring that a little closer. Okay, so picking up a different brush now, because I want to be a little bit more intentional about where the leaves go, so I'm not going to use my fan brush. Just using a small I think this is technically a round brush. It just looks square. Black is still a little wet, which is fine, because that way some leaves will look a little darker, some leaves will look a little brighter, and that's completely fine. Hey DJ Cal, how you doing? Yeah, I'm feeling a little better. My throat isn't as sore as it was over earlier. Sorry, I started reading the messages as I was trying to talk. Yeah, it's not as sore as it was earlier, so that's good. I can still like feel some mucus up in here, but it's better than it was. And I should be fine in like a day or two. Few more branches. I'm just gonna brighten up some of these leaves. We got 2 deserts and a jungle. Oh, what type of food was... talking about the picnic? There's hamburgers, hot dogs, macaroni, green beans, I forget what the chicken was, but it was some sort of Jamaican dish. There was some sort of like jerk chicken or something. What else was there? What else was there? There was grilled chicken too. There was potato salad. There was a fruit salad, a regular salad, and then there was like a verde salsa dip. I don't know if it was curry. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to eat it because like I had one hamburger, a little bit of macaroni, and a little bit of salad, and then everybody's kids like started getting into the games. And so I was like, oh dang, I gotta help these children. And so for like the rest of the picnic, so I'm talking, I ate at like, I sat down and had my plate of food at like, I don't know, like maybe like 1:20. From like 1:20 to 7:30, I was watching everybody's kids. We did beanbag toss, we did red light, green light, we did Mr. Fox. You know, Mr. Fox, Mr. Fox, what time is it? What else did we do? We did this one game where you had to like, it was like a rock paper scissors competition. You had to like jump onto like the pads, and then like when you like met with somebody in the middle, then you had to do rock paper scissors, and then the next and then whoever won had to keep hopping to try and like make it to the other side. And the kids enjoyed that too. But it was super windy, so we couldn't like do like everything, because we also had like a checkers station, we had like a coloring station. We had brought Uno cards, but it was too windy for Uno. And then we had started playing checkers, but then like the checker pieces started moving off the board, and I was like, I'm sorry kids, we can't do checkers. Everybody gonna lose their pieces. But everybody had a lot of fun. Oh, freeze tag. Freeze tag was the other thing that we did. So we had a lot of fun. Everybody had a lot of fun in the picnic, and we had some like out of town visitors that were speaking that weekend, and so it was nice getting to know them. Freeze tag is super fun. It is. What? Some kids were like too young to understand that they were frozen, and so they would still just keep running. I'm talking like 3-4-year-olds. Like they didn't understand the concept of having to stay still, especially with red light, green light. And so we would tell them that they had to sit down, or that they were out, and they still just kept going. So we were just like, okay, you know what? Only the bigger kids are following the rules, so it is what it is. But the kids had a lot of fun, and I had a lot of fun with them. I just wish I would have got like a full plate of food instead of like a burger and a salad. Oh, okay. So I'm gonna do one more painting, because I did have technical difficulties, so I couldn't like start on time. And my Wi-Fi just went out in the middle of my intro. Like I had started making this painting, and I was talking to nobody because I didn't realize that the Wi-Fi had went out. Okay, so we got deserts, got jungle. The last thing I said I would make was a mountain. Technically, there's mountains in the desert paintings, but y'all know I like making mountains, and y'all know that mountains don't take me very long to do. Since these two are like sunsets, I'm gonna have this just be a regular daytime painting. There's a little bit of Reflection in the water. Oh, thank you for the bits! Thank you so much. He just keeps going. Thank you. Yeah, Mario working hard for that. Are you gifting people subs too? Thanks, DJ Count Money. Thank you. A little bit more black and a little bit more blue. Y'all funny. I'm just gonna fill out this side of the mountain a little bit because it looks like somebody took a chunk out of it. And it kind of looks like that in the photo too, but not as drastic as I currently have it. Just adding in some fine detailing. I love songs like this because they sound like a video game. Right now I'm just making some changes in elevation because it looked a little too flat. Let's get some blue in here, add some shadow. Then I am gonna try and add a little bit of a reflection. It's not a clear or perfect reflection in the water, but it's still there. So I'm just gonna do that. All right. So that was a quick mountain, but I think it looks pretty nice. Just want to say thank you to everybody that was watching today, wherever you were watching, whether that was on YouTube or Twitch. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody being in the chat, and I appreciate all the bits. Thank you, DJ Cal Money and Grits and Butter, for the bits, and thank you, Cal Money, for gifting the subs. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate the continued support. And we'll be live again on Thursday. If you guys want to check out my website, see other things that I've painted, you can go to TinaTuxPortraits.com. And I do have a sale for paintings currently. If you type in the code SUMMER15, you can get 15% off all paintings, except for the really big ones. But everything else, you can get 15% off. And so if you guys see something on the website that you like, you can get it for a little bit cheaper until the end of August. Mom, there's a spider careening down. It's not on you, it's the other way. Okay, there's a spider. I gotta take care of that. I will catch